again, it's on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the greatest podcast you've never seen before. It is Opinionation. I am your host and moderator, Dominique Superstar, and I'm here with an illustrious panel. Once again, as usual, every week we'll have some more people flowing through shortly. But before we do, let's introduce who is here and on time. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the gorgeous, the model, the statuesque Jakai Bishop. Jakai Bishop in the house.
Hello. We were doing our English accent, so I felt like it was.
Hello. All right then. Please give it up for a new panelist, new meat, fresh meat. You understand me?
Fresh meat.
In the water, it's chum in the water. We see what she got, what she hitting for. Kelly Marie. Ladies and
Hi
gentlemen,
guys.
Hey.
Hey.
It goes without saying, she needs no introduction.
I was about to say, don't
She's
sound in
the
that
bee's knees. She will give you the work you need. You understand me? Jamila Richardson, and the place to be.
Place to be.
Hey, girl.
Place to be.
Hey.
He is a man amongst men. He goes by different names: Black Tsunami, Black Sun I Am, Kendo, Kenny Mickens in the place.
It's Black Sun Am I.
I knew you was gonna do that. Like, hey man, these are my introductions, homie. Like, what do you?
You got to get my name right. It's all in my name. Black Tsunami is Black Sun Am I.
Last but not least,
True.
hailing from the star system of Vega, he's a Lycran. He's an Anunnaki. He's traversed Saturn and its moons.
Uh-oh.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Negus man Hassan McCullough. Right there.
Peace out here.
Right there. Yeah.
The Lyrans is, Lyrans, the cat people. Okay. Lyrans.
Are you
right.
the
Jakai,
lion?
if you didn't get it,
Lyrans?
he's a cat person.
Anahasis.
And the hussies? You're a hussy?
Anahasi.
Okay, so you're a cat hussy.
I say Anahasi. Thundercats. Get it? Boom.
The Keezies.
Kelly, I need some of that stuff that was happening earlier to get through. We'll wrap.
Come on, Tom. Don't put me on play.
Now, look at here. We've got a great topic this evening. But before I identify today's topic, I need to say one thing. Close the doors.
Uh-oh.
Close the doors. Ushers, close the doors.
Uh-oh.
It takes money to be up here. It takes money to be up here. Close the doors. Okay, all right.
Okay.
That went over well at the old folks' home earlier today. It's not as popular here. It's okay though. Let's get right into it, y'all. Let me put my appropriate film on in the back. This film is appropriate for tonight's topic. Tonight's topic: who runs the kingdom? Who runs the kingdom? Well, what's the kingdom? The society, your house, wherever you bees. Who runs the kingdom? Jakai Bishop is a woman that travels around in a fine container. Where do you get that container from? It's just a fine container. Are they selling those? Does Costco got them? What are they selling? Oh, okay. Who runs the kingdom, Jakai? Now, you can have a king or a queen. Who's running the kingdom? They call it a kingdom. I mean,
I think that who runs the kingdom is the person that has the answers, okay, and the person that has the resources.
Wow. Okay. Hey, that's a modern answer. I promise you. Is what with our grandma? Okay, cool. We're gonna double back. I like it. Hassan.
Oh.
You told us a story a few weeks ago about a little colonizing male running your house. Okay, while you in there just defenseless. He telling you what to do. He slapping you upside the back of your neck. Who runs the kingdom, Hassan?
You there? Uh-oh, something happened.
Oh, something did happen.
Yeah.
Something did happen. Did you hear me? You ain't hear me.
Say it again.
I was mentioning the story that you told us about the little 7-year-old colonizer that you used to live with.
Oh, yeah.
And he used to smack you around your own kingdom. Who runs the kingdom, Hassan?
Shit. In that particular time, he did when he was there.
Yeah.
Oh, you abdicating?
It wasn't. I wasn't advocating shit. But I paid the bill, so I ran the kingdom. But looked like I had when he came through, he was a king.
So
I
you're telling
was
me
the
this
peon.
little 7-year-old European boy was up in your house, running your house. That's what you telling me as a man.
On the down low, he was.
Oh my God. All right, Kenny.
That's why they got evicted.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, somebody finally put the pants on, huh? Somebody finally. Okay, cool. Kelly, I'm gonna throw it to you. Ma'am, who runs the kingdom? Like who gets to say yay or nay?
I was about to say, so when you say run the kingdom, what are you
It's the final word. Who get the final say? It's what I said. You heard what I said. Who get to say you heard what I said?
See, but I feel like, I mean, I can, if you talking about somebody say I heard what I said, final word, I guess I get a final word to the king if there is one, like in my home, like if it's a me and a him, of course he run it. But I feel like if we gonna be honest, we run it. But your kingdom, your king is gonna run your kingdom, but we kind of run him. So
when you say we, you mean who you mean when you say
the
we?
women, the wife, the girl, whatever. If we're talking about kingdom as far as like family, man and wife or whatever, a man and girlfriend or whatever the case may be, yeah, I feel like if you got a man who can uphold that position to run the kingdom, he does. But I mean, come on, he's running it. You're running it. You're just doing what you're allowing him to do. What he needs to do as the king. But
then you're the king.
Hold
I'm
up,
not the
Kenny. Hold
king.
up, Kenny.
I don't even want. I'm not the king. I don't want to be the king.
Hold up, Kenny, because Jamila up here throwing up gang signs.
Let's clock that T, baby.
Yeah, because that's real stuff. Like, I don't want to be a king. I never said that. I don't want to be no king. I ain't never said I want my king to run it. But
For your viewing pleasure, I have the Woman King playing in the background, just for anybody that needs a little extra confidence tonight. Jamila, now I know what your answer should be, but you know what? You always surprise me. Who runs the kingdom?
The man runs the kingdom, but under my authority.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's the truth, though.
It is. That's how it should be.
So in other words, the man is just a prop. The man is just like the president of the United States. He ain't really got no power. It's the shadow government that's really run. That's what you say.
I mean,
he got power. Don't get it twisted now. It's a balance. But I run this. I really
Viola
run
Davis
it.
up here looking like she run it. Look at her. She look like
I run it.
But the world now, I can say that I run it, but y'all, if y'all see me with my king, y'all would never know I run it. He run it. He look like he run it. He's gonna always look like he run it. I ain't never gonna look like I run it. I don't want to run it. I want to run in here. He can run it, but we going,
So this Negus is just a prop. He's a prop.
Not a prop, no. No.
No, because he still is the king. He still runs it. He
still is going to rule, yeah.
Right.
He still gets the last word, but understand it's me in the last word, you know?
All right. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
It's me in the last word.
Hey, Kendo, Black Tsunami.
Dog.
With a name like Black Tsunami, I know you running. I know you running the crib. What you say, woman? What?
Exactly running. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
Is Kelly right there?
Huh?
Oh, my bad. Is Kelly right there? Wait.
I'm right here.
I said I run it.
Oh, no. Kenny's wife, his name is Kelly.
Oh, okay.
I run it.
And she's been known to abuse him on the podcast for said answer.
Run it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm stepping over you. Go ahead. Who runs the kingdom, Kenny?
I done told you I run it. Huh? No, we we have our place.
Oh,
we have a king and queendom. This is Mickinstan.
Oh.
And one of us is queen, and one of us is king.
Who's who?
The king is the king.
Ain't
but one King Kenny.
Does it get a little freaky up in the Mickens crib? Who's who? Is everybody changing roles?
It's two rulers.
One
is the king.
Really?
One is the queen.
Wait, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you heard about a company that had two presidents?
We're not a company. We're a kingdom. It's the difference.
I mean, when last time you heard about a church having two pastors?
I've actually heard that. But we're not a church. We're a kingdom. It's the difference.
Now, there is a church down in Atlanta that has...
president. Is the president and the vice president. Am I not correct?
Okay.
Right.
We're
a vice president.
We're not the United States.
Yeah,
we're
but
not
under the current
leadership,
the vice president was running it, wasn't she?
No.
The vice president gets to run when somebody offs the president. Then the vice president becomes the president.
Which means Kamala was running it because Biden wasn't handling it.
Oh.
I don't know where y'all get that at. Joe Biden did a great job.
You're disrespecting the old white man like that, the colonizer.
I swear.
That's disrespectful to the colonizing
class. Put it this way. My 401 felt Joe was doing a good job. Tell that to that money loss who was running it.
Okay.
Joe Biden was
But that's
horrible.
a whole nother thing. There's a kingdom with two rulers.
Two rulers.
Two rulers.
So, Kenny, let me ask you this, man. When you leave the toilet seat up and she wants the toilet seat down, what happens?
Here's what I've learned. Small stuff like that ain't gonna ruin the kingdom. Put the
So
toilet seat down.
What happens?
Put the toilet seat down.
Oh, okay.
Small stuff like that.
You don't tell her to put it down.
Get ruined.
Put it down yourself. You don't tell her to put it down herself.
Why
would I create that argument? I say that argument.
My husband leave the toilet seat up though. I am putting it down. I'm not going to him about that either. I don't care about that. Leave the toilet seat up. I ain't gonna fall in this shit. I will put it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
if you gotta pick a fight about putting the toilet seat down, I feel like you being argumentative. You said what, Kenny?
The bath mat was left on the floor, and damn it, I had to put my foot down and put that bath mat up.
What? I don't know if I don't get mad about stuff like that doesn't bother. I clean up after him. I mean, I clean up after you anyway. So I mean, I don't know. That stuff don't bother me though.
Hey, Hassan, are you in this galaxy right now?
What's good?
No.
She said no. She be trolling you all the way.
How do you even hear what I said?
That's
you an instigator. You're an instigator.
Yeah, a little bit, but I love her though. Leave her alone. I love her. Hey, check it out, Hassan.
What happened?
Is it ever wise for a man to move in with a woman?
That's funny.
Like, I mean, now Jakai looked like she living in a nice little lavish situation there, but would it be wise for an eligible man to move into her place? As much as we would like to?
I would like to say yes, but I'm gonna have to say no. Because
no, why
that
not?
means
Why is it not wise for a man to move in with a woman?
Because she controls all the leverage and stuff. It's
I
not.
thought she running stuff anyway. The lady said they running it anyway. What difference do it make?
Well, if you already overstand in the matriarch system, it's called Big Mama. It never was called Big Papa. It was called Big Mama. Big
Tell
Mama's
Biggie
money.
Smalls that.
Big Mama's house. In the matriarch, the women rule anyway. Women are the gods. But anyway.
But you're saying you would not move in with a woman.
I didn't say that. Well, did I say that? I just said, well, no, I would move in with a woman. But the leverage would be,
Y'all have to have an understanding.
Right.
Well, okay.
But y'all can have an understanding because, right now, if I miraculously found the love of my life and we wanted to start from somewhere and he needed to move in here with me, he can move in here with me till we build something and move on our own or something like that. We would have to have some leverage though. Like that's all he ain't gonna come in here and be like, oh, this is my house. Get out. The first thing he do, this is my house. I'm not doing that.
Well, I said she controls the leverage. It depends on if a girl will get mad.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the type of woman you're dealing with.
Yeah. That's all I said. She controls the leverage on that part. I'm not saying she don't kick your ass out, but she controls the leverage.
But okay, so Hassan, let me go deeper with you, as someone would say. Is that advisable to have your woman controlling the leverage, or am I just misogynist? What's going on?
No. No, it should be leverage. Exactly what it's called.
So
on both sides.
So the lady should have the leverage.
Why?
I thought I'd be leveraging in the bed. I thought I'm the leverage. I thought I yield the leverage. I thought that I do that. No,
hold on. Let's back up. It depends on what type of women you're dealing with. Okay?
That's my point.
If she's a passive-go-lucky, then kind of those cacasolios, then you
what the hell is that?
He said two things: passive-go-lucky and cacasolial.
What is that?
Break it down.
Like
this is a whole nother language.
Here
a cockazoid would be an albion. You call them white, but they're really
you talking about a colonizer?
Here we go.
They're not colonizers, man. Damn, you already know this. The blackamoors are the colonizers. The cockazoid.
Here we go.
Okay, so let's be frank. He all knows when you talk about somebody who's actually the true colonizers, the blackamoors are actually the colonizers. The people that we call white are actually blackamoors. They're the one that control this whole shit. Okay, but the albions are white people. Okay, so when it comes to them, they're a little bit more passive. You can probably get away with a little more things and stuff. So it depends on the women you're dealing with.
So basically, what you just said is the black woman ain't taking no shit. You can get over on the white women. That's what you just said.
I did say that. I did say it depends on situations. Some and not all.
Can I ask that question?
Situations. You can answer whatever you like.
Generally, it's better. A lot of women become kind of Johnny Gillish when you move in with them.
The my side of the game.
They saying my.
I wonder what type of women y'all be dating. Seriously, honestly,
I don't date. I'm married.
Not you, Kenny. If you're married, then if I ever say y'all date, y'all mess with, then let me make a disclaimer. I exclude Kenny out because he is married. I don't want to.
Because his wife is standing over him with a shovel right now. Be careful.
I don't know where you keep getting
but
that.
But I just want to be clear. I'm not talking about him when I say it, but I'm just saying, like, what type of you mean? Like when you come and you say, when you say my, like it's mine. Don't touch this because it's mine, or you can't do that. This is my house.
Those are the kids' juices. Don't you touch it.
Not the kids' juices.
I make hot dogs for the kids. Get your ass over there.
Not the Franks.
Then you should be wanting to try to move in with that type of woman, no how.
Anyway, because she should be cooking all your hot dogs.
A lot of times when Hassan spoke of leverage, a lot of times when a dude moves in with the woman, it is that case of she's trying to be dominant over him.
Ooh.
As opposed to They move in with you. Men, the dudes I know were not like that. We're building something. We're trying to do something, as opposed to come in, sit down, shut the f up. I'll tell you what to do. It's a matter of trying to build, as opposed to someone telling you, "I did this, I did that, I did this." Now you're just here.
Jakai Bishop, is it wise for a man to move in with a woman?
So I think that the way I see dating now is so different, or relationships now is so different than the tradition that we were told to put our weight on as younger women. And so maybe the Jakai of 5 or 7 years ago would say, hey, maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. But now I think that it's more important, especially if you're interested in Black men, that we have to see everyone as an individual, not even man, woman, or all of that, but what is this person? What are their circumstances? And what are we looking to achieve by him moving in with me? Because if it doesn't make sense for you to move in with me, if it's not for the greater gain of something that we're doing as a collective, then hell no. Like, why are you here? Like, it has to have purpose. I just feel like everything has to have purpose in what you do. But, I wish that we did still have a lot of tradition to put our faith in. But the way that things are shifting, I don't think that it's good to say, hey, well, men shouldn't move in with women, or women, we should always do this, or whatever. I think you have to look at individual circumstance to get the best result.
I like it. I like it. Now, how many square feet you got over there? And how much closet space you got? Okay, cool.
It got to make sense now.
Make it make sense. Jamila. Milla, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So is it cool for Abdul to move in with you?
Yes, it's cool. Move right on up in here. That's right. I don't want to pay these bills. You can take care of the bills. Move right in here.
Okay,
You
and
can
then
move it.
once
See,
he's
this
in
would be
there,
my
though,
compromise. My compromise would be, I'll get rid of all my furniture. You can move in with your furniture. So that's like equal. It's my house, but it's all your stuff. So
okay,
we can go
but
like
when
that.
y'all get in the argument, are you gonna hit him with this? I'm on the lease. This is my name.
No,
My
because then
name
I
on
ain't
the
gonna have no
mortgage.
bedroom to sit in. No furniture.
Well,
Furniture.
but you got a roof over. But you got a roof over your head,
Yeah,
though.
but I don't want to be here empty.
Wow.
I like to sit on the couch and watch TV.
I like it.
So let me ask: when you said when he moves in to my house, shouldn't that immediately become our house? That's what I meant.
No.
How things become Johnny Gillish.
He ain't
When
even
you
in the
say
house
my,
yet. You talking about ours. No, it's still
what?
my house. If
See,
he's moving
did I
into
just
my
tell you?
house.
Did I just not tell you how Johnny Gillish things become?
Wait, can I say something?
Of
It
course.
might be my house, but it is our home.
Oh.
Lock it.
Little semantic battle going on. Okay.
I did say leverage.
Leverage. All right. Let's twist it a little bit now. Let's get a little more controversial. We all know what a feminist is, right? We all know
No.
love.
No.
I don't.
What's a feminist?
Don't do that.
Somebody who don't want
Don't
a
do
man.
that. Don't that.
Somebody that don't want a man. That's what a feminist is.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Lord! The feminists have been thrown under the bus.
No, I don't know what a feminist is. I'm really
That's
asking.
somebody that don't want a man. Well, you know what?
That's what Hassan said.
Before I had him on my top, let's actually just find what the real definition is real quick. That's so Gloria Steinem ain't writing
Feminine
me.
movement. That's all I can tell you.
A feminist is an advocate of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes. A person who supports feminism. That's a feminist.
Equality of the sexes. Okay.
Man, I ain't equal to no damn man, and I don't want to work. Them the people that got us working.
Listen, let me say something to you. When you talk
I
like
don't
that,
like
Jamila,
them people.
you so sexy when you talk like that, Jamila. I know you taking, but when you talk like that, some of us men really appreciate you. When you, girl, when you start talking like that, I like them jeans you got on. What you mean?
Hey, yo.
Keep turning my light off. Stop. Yeah, no,
Man.
I don't like them feminist people. Them the
Yeah,
ones,
I
you
don't
right,
think
Kelly.
women, but I
Kelly,
don't.
them the ones that don't like men. They be like lesbians and stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like it's equal rights. I don't feel like I'm equal to a man. As much as I could fight, when it's time to go up against a man, I don't think that I'm going to win.
Oh, so
Yes.
you
And
got to get your
I can
too.
bob and weave, and I don't think that I could be no man. Some things I'm not up for the challenge. If a man came bum rushing through my house, yeah, I got a pistol downstairs, and I'm sure I could blow somebody's head off. But would I stand in front of my man who's the man of the house? No, I'm gonna let that man do it. He needs
That's
to do because
right.
he is the man. I am not up for the type of battle he's up for. I don't want it.
Kenny,
It's
these
not
are
equal.
very
It's
enlightened
not
women,
equal to
Kenny.
men.
Sure are.
It's not equal. That's not an equal. I don't want equal rights. I want women. I want woman rights. The rights that
Yeah.
I have right now, being your woman. You providing and protecting me. That is the most important thing for me. I don't want that responsibility. I've done it. Trust me. I don't want it. I've been the one.
Call me old fashioned. I want to get up in the kitchen. That's what I want to
Right.
do.
I want to cook. I want to
I
make
don't
sure
want to
your
go to
house is
work.
clean when you come home, baby. I don't want to go to work.
That's right. When that thing
You
got
don't-
salute,
I am so
You don't
turned on right now. I'm so hot and bothered right
You
now.
don't
Is
want
it
to be a
hot in here?
trash man.
my job
You
should
don't,
be when I'm at attention, I'm going to salute you.
Yeah.
Wherever it's at. That's
it.
Let me before we go further, let me welcome in Tarika. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
You wanna turn your camera on, love?
No, I don't. Not right now. I'm like washing clothes, cooking. Sorry.
Oh well, we like that kind of activity around here. But okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Once I
Tarika,
finish, I will though. Once I'm like settled.
all right.
I just
Our
wanted to hop
topic
on
for
and join
tonight.
because I said
Our
15
topic
minutes.
for tonight is who runs the kingdom. Can you tell me real quick who you think runs the kingdom? The kingdom being the household. You know what I mean? Like who runs it?
I would think the man runs it.
Oh, these are very choosy women tonight. Okay.
Definitely.
Did we hit the Oasis? What is this? This is crazy. Are we in 2025? Okay. Well, the next thing we asked everyone before we keep going was, is it ever wise for a man to move in with a woman? What do you think about that, Tarika?
um, I guess it all depends on the two people. I mean, I've seen it work and I've seen it not work. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, depending on the two parties.
So you don't think it's going to be a power dynamic, Tarika, when he in there, you in there washing clothes and whatnot, and cooking, and he like, I want to cook right now. I don't want no hot dogs tonight. And you're like, well, that's what we eating tonight. And he want to eat some T-bone steak. What, is that not a problem? Who gets the final say?
Well, because he moved in with the person. Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking? Well, I think it shouldn't be. I think once you move in together, it should be, you should be both of you guys together, right? Like, I don't think
You
it
hit him
should
with the
just be
both of
because you.
yous. You from the East
Yeah,
Coast?
I don't think because you moved into, because you moved into my place, it's just solely my place. Because I'm thinking that we're, doing this together now, so it becomes one. I would think.
Okay. All right. I like it. It's
Yeah.
enlightening. All right. Well, let's get back on track with it. Tariq, I'll come back to you in a second.
Okay.
And, throw that camera on when you can. But
I definitely will.
Jakai, do feminists make good wives? Now, we done heard a lot of besmirchment about feminists. Like, I didn't know that it was But do they make good wives? Can you be a feminist and a good wife at the same time?
Well, for my sake, I hope so. I think that the thing is, I live in a state of reality that there are not just an abundance of men that are like, okay, this person would make great head of household or a king or whatever.
That's
And
so disappointing.
if we lived, if you do, if you look at the stats, it's just we outnumber y'all. That's just being real. And if you're fortunate enough to be in a situation with a person and it makes sense and it's good for both of you and both of y'all are happy, then I just think that we're in a time where decisions are going to have to be made as a team and not one unit. I am and have always been very fearful about placing too much control in the hands of someone considered leader or king.
Okay.
Because what happens if something happens to the king and now you're not equipped to deal with all that was created by that person that was allowed to be the leader.
But
I think that it's also a lot of pressure on certain people that may not be prepared to be in that position, but want to be in that position. And, there are some challenges that the relationship may face too, if that's the case. You want to be the leader, you are the man of the house, but maybe some circumstances don't allow for you to be making great or the main decisions over our household.
But can I
Okay.
say this? So this is what I say. Can I, in response to Jakai?
Yes, ma'am.
I do feel like I'm 40. I'm a single mother. I have 2 sons. I have a decent job. I hold my own shit down and I've been doing it for a while. So I can run it by myself. I can run it with a man and I can run it by myself again. So for me, for a man, for me to, if I met someone, for him to come here, it would be more of an understanding from the door. Like, it's not going to be like if he comes here and then I give him power, it's because I already know that I have the power to stand on my own. So the power that I give him is almost like to share the burden, so we share it together, type of thing. Like, I wouldn't say I would solely depend on him, because again, I'm always have my own little stash. I'm always make sure I have a backup plan for us. Like, no matter how much control you think you think I'm giving you, I'm giving you what I know you can handle, and I'm gonna
Exactly.
always have what's
Clock
prepared
that
behind
T.
it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna always. I'll never make my man look crazy outside, even when I had a crazy ass man on my hands. I still never made him look crazy to the public. I made him look like who he, wanted to look like, I guess, if that makes sense. But I knew who I was, so it didn't whatever you had going on, sir, didn't matter. But I also knew what was going on inside this crib too.
Right.
So
And
it's
then
kind of like it
another
kind of
thing
goes
to
both.
that.
I guess it goes both ways, and it goes with like maturity and experience as well. Because
but
my
then you
mom,
have men out here that are leaders that's going to set you up, babe. If anything
like my
happens,
dad.
this is X, Y, and Z. This goes down. No, I don't know what type of man where you feel I can't give up all the control, because what if he, whatever, dies or go to jail, whatever, something tragic happened, that you will be so lost in the world. Like, I don't think women operate in that type of frame these days. So I don't know where that would come
You
from.
can't even,
Like,
because
nah,
they don't
not
make them like my dad no more, so you can't operate like that. They don't make
yeah,
OGs like my
that's
pop,
not like
so you
that no
can't operate
more.
like that.
I love, Kelly, how you said you give him the illusion that he's in control. Like
Well,
because
that's
it's the truth,
wild
though.
work right
but
there.
it's
Like,
real, because
go ahead
I'm
and
not
think
going
that
to
you
make you
running.
feel. Because how is he going to? How can a man be successful if I'm gonna make him feel less of a man? If I'm gonna take everything about him away from him because he's not doing it right outside or whatever? No, you don't do that. you continue to build that man. You can't knock him down and expect him to be high. That don't even make any sense. You got to keep him high, keep him there, but you got to also keep the situation in check a little bit. That's all.
Right.
Okay.
It's an illusion because you ain't in you. It's an illusion, but it's a good illusion. But it's an illusion.
Yes.
It's
The
good one.
submissive woman
The hocus
controls the
pocus. So,
house. I'm
Kenny.
trying to tell you.
Kenny,
Yeah.
your Kelly in there got you thinking you running shit.
That's right, as you
See,
should.
here's the thing:
But I bet
it's not about who runs it.
She just said it is. What you mean?
That's her household. It's not about who runs it. You're not coming in as an ogre. You come in, and people have roles. People have roles that they do. That's what that is. I'm hearing a lot of I let him do this and I let him do that. A lot of times, that translates to I'm running this, and even though you saying we equal, but you saying I run it.
No, I think Kelly's
I never
being
said
quite
we
clear.
equal.
She said she let her man think he running the show. Meanwhile, she's the Illuminati.
But my man, but also let's be clear though, like I don't, let's be realistic though. Like my father, for instance, my dad completely takes care of my mom, but she runs that crib. My mom does not work. She's retired. My dad, she does not have anything coming in, no pension or anything because she's under her age for the state of New Jersey. But she runs that crib, but he pays all the bills. He takes care of her. He protects her. He provides for that crib. But my mom runs
They
how it
have their
operates.
Now, let me
roles.
ask you this. Let me ask you this in kind of conjunction with Jakai was saying. God forbid, what if something happened? Well, and obviously your mother has family. She has you.
And I'm
But
sure he
if
has a
something happens to
pension
your
and that kind
father.
of stuff too.
Say it again, Jakai.
I was saying, and I'm sure in that situation, he has a pension and things that have been set up because they've been together for so long.
Absolutely.
But
They've been together 36 years. Absolutely.
Right.
She has her own pension. She's just too young to get it. But
right.
But again, like I said, it may look like, maybe I said it wrong, but it may look like, but it is an illusion because my mom still makes sure everything goes smooth the same way she's been doing it for the past 40 years.
She's standing on it, Kenny. What you mean? She's standing on it.
But
She done
that's
told you
how it's
again.
supposed to be as a woman. Like a man shouldn't have to worry about nothing but bringing in the
But
money.
providing.
That's it.
What?
What
Let me
his
tell you what.
clothes to down to what he's eating. No man should have to worry about none of them little things.
Let me tell y'all three
Cleaning, none of
ladies this
that.
one thing. Let me tell y'all three ladies, Kelly, Jamila, and Jakai. Let me tell you this. If I could just smash y'all together and
I'm
make
dying.
one woman. Do you understand me? If I could just smash y'all three together and make one woman, I would be out here walking around naked. What you mean? I love my woman. What you mean? If I could just take all three of these
That's what I want.
philosophies.
Dom, I will say
man I
this. I level stand. You see that new word?
Don't do that.
I level stand exactly what they're all saying. Her mom, she's saying her mom runs the household. Dad brings in the money. Mom takes care of the
Exactly.
the
She does,
normal,
the house,
the
all
everyday.
that. Yes.
That's kind of that traditional relationship
Yeah, it is.
that started. So dad give her the money. She probably set up the bills. You probably could say if something should happen, will dad know what bill to call and
There
stuff
you
like
go.
that?
There you go.
So there's definitely been a lot
His
of
mama's the accountant.
relationships like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely been a lot of relationships like that. The new thing is is an equal dynamic, and that's just between the man and the woman. Salt get in the game when you start adding kids.
Okay,
I don't
we're
want to
gonna
get
get
ahead.
there, Kenny. Don't advance the conversation.
I don't want to get ahead of
Got
you.
the cheat sheet. Don't advance.
I don't want to get ahead of you.
Now, Hassan, hold on. I'm coming back to you, Kenny. Hassan, you from Lycra. You know what I mean? You from a different star system. You got a different way of thinking. Is it wise to have a feminist as your wife? Are you down with a feminist as your wife, Hassan?
You mean a lesbian?
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. They be lesbians.
Wow.
And first of
So
all,
all the
most
lesbians out there, these are not the
Generalizing.
opinions of opinionation. These are
listen,
personal
I'm
views.
not generalizing. The whole thing about the feminist movement came from the fact of mostly because they were being
Mostly
left
what?
behind. But they came from the feminist movement started by Caucasians,
That's
Oh.
true.
Albions,
Oh.
because of how they men treated them. The nigger women didn't. Sorry.
Did you
the
just say the
indigenous-
nigger women?
Wow.
Did you
Dang!
just say the nigger
So
women?
we're not black
Whoa!
people, but
No, you're not.
you got
niggas.
nigger women.
I said nigga.
I don't
Nugget.
I don't.
And
Nigga
then you
means,
said
first of
women.
all,
You said it's a
nigga
compound
means
word. You said
king.
nigger women.
Nigga
Hassan, I
means
ain't
not
mad at you. Go ahead. I get what you were saying,
the
brother.
nigga
I
means
am. I'm pissed
okay.
off.
Wow.
No,
Go
you're
ahead,
not.
Wow.
Hassan. I want to hear what
So
Hassan got to say.
though they already knew their roles already, they was in harmony with they melanated men. The white women was out of balance and stuff. They started the feminist movement. We did not. So I wouldn't worry about being with one of them anyway. I don't want no feminist woman.
Oh.
That means that she wants my balls.
Wow.
I don't want none of them.
Wow.
Why would I even deal with one of them? No, not hell no.
The feminists
good.
ain't getting a good rap tonight. All right. All right.
Not tonight.
You already know that.
Tarika, are you
Somebody
there?
was clutching the
Yeah,
pearls,
here.
Don.
So I was wondering, what's the definition of feminist that you guys are using?
Okay, we just we hit it, but let me
Yeah,
say it
because
again.
I was going by the definition that Dom, but I know that people have some variations of, the term feminist. So
Right.
I'm
Well,
going off of what
the
you were
dictionary
saying.
says that a feminist is an advocate of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes, a person who supports feminism. That's the first definition.
Okay.
So with that being said, Tarika, is it wise for a man to want a wife a feminist? Is that a good thing?
I mean, I don't. I'm not a feminist, right? I don't think that. I believe in rights for everyone, but I don't think that men and women are equal. So I think that's where I stand. Where I'm not so much of a feminist, right? I think that we have different. We should have different different rights because we are different people. So I'm not really on the feminist side.
That's right. T.
Okay. Well, look, let's move the conversation forward
I
a little
agree
bit.
with you, sis.
Let's get into what Kenny was referring to just a bit. What's more preferred? A strong and independent woman or a feminine codependent woman?
I think the feminine codependent woman.
Mm.
I think that's what preferred. You asked what's preferred, right?
I did ask what's preferred.
I believe that. I mean, now let me say this though.
You mean you ain't strong and independent?
I am very see, but that's the thing. I am very strong and independent, but if you want me to be honest, it's because I have to be. I am someone's mother. Because if I ain't had these children and I ain't had somebody to stand for, I can't promise you that I'll be like, I'm so strong and independent, baby. I don't know. I might be living a whole different life, but I'm strong and independent because I need to raise my sons and they need to know, they need to see what strong and independent women are when they have to be forced into a situation like this.
Now let me ask you a question. Are you ever interested, Kelly, in maybe falling in love again?
Of course. I am a whole hopeless romantic.
Yes,
Ask my friend
yes,
Jamila.
yes.
I want to be in
Jamila's gonna
love,
say,
but
yes,
at
she
this
is. That's crazy.
It really is.
But at this point in my life, it just ain't, you ain't nobody. I'm just not doing that again. It's just going to have to be a situation where I really see that this is what it's going to be before even dating. After the first date, I know if I like you or not. So after the first date, if I figured I didn't, I keep it moving. I'm not going to keep entertaining something that don't make sense no more. I'm just not there. So I date now intentionally. Yes. So if we going on a date, it's because if I seen some potential that we could actually do something, that's why we're dating. If not, no, I keep it trucking. So
okay, yeah, that's a good recipe.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I date
Strong and independent or feminine and codependent?
Wait, can you ask the question again?
Is it preferred to be strong and independent as a woman or feminine and codependent?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's just a very confusing time because if you come off independent, then it seems like people hold that against you sometimes in dating.
They do.
Oh, you don't need no man. You don't need no man, and all of that. Then if you are a woman that's trying to hold yourself in a soft space and you're like, hey, I would love to have a partner that does this or, is willing to do these things for me, as an act of love or kindness or togetherness. And it's like, oh my God, y'all always need something or you need too much. So it's hard to say, I don't know what the hell. I think it's still situational. It depends on the type of man that you're into and, if it works.
That's an enlightened answer. I'll smoke a bag of that. Hassan, what you talking about?
I understand what she says.
Don't be trying to chum up to Jakai, bro. Hold up, man.
No, because the whole thing about the divine masculine and the divine feminine is based on the man is supposed to make the woman feel secure.
Right.
But she doesn't live in fear because she has the power to create, because she has a yoni. She is the more the creative person in the whole universe. So she has a man to make her always stand in her security and stuff. That's what the man is for, to make her feel secure, for she can think more. So she ain't got to worry about shit. That's the whole point of the divine masculine, to make women feel secure, period.
Yes.
Not live in fear, but to give her the power to create. So I understand. And what I mean, you can't be under anything, because that means you're under jurisdiction. That's what the understand means.
Yeah, Kenny.
To be clear, okay?
Well, two
the whole
things.
etymology
One,
of understand means you're under. That's the etymology. That's the etymology of the word, okay? There's word games in this whole thing.
See,
it means under
my
jurisdiction.
new word is level stand.
Okay.
Because you technically, if you overstand in something, then we ain't gonna get into all that. Go ahead, man.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay.
Etymology of words. You always should look at words and what they really mean and why
you
they
should
come
look up understanding.
Jamila.
Etymology on the word.
Yeah.
I just told you already. Anyway.
Yeah, because Kenny, y'all two could get a room. We'll see y'all when y'all get done. Jamila, strong and independent, or feminine and codependent? Which are you? Which the?
I am peace.
Jamila,
I'm a
you know what?
man's
Let me interject.
peace.
I think you all four.
Yeah, that's I can be. I'm his piece. I can be whatever he need me to be.
Oh. You know what? Why the colonizer always get all the good ones? That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy, Kenny. This is your people's. The colonizer get the good ones? That's crazy. What's going on? That's what's wrong with the black family today. Jamila.
The whole person. She Jamila
done went over to Europe and got herself Tom Cruise.
Yo, I'm hollering.
He is far from Tom Cruise.
And, she's saying all the right answers, yet she over here with Tom Cruise. That's what's breaking up the black family. Jamila.
Not too much for my brother.
That's crazy.
Not too much for my brother.
My feelings be known. I've been holding it in for weeks now. This is crazy.
I done went through the ringer.
Okay.
That man showed up. He showed up and showed out.
Okay.
All the time.
All right. Okay.
I wasn't like, you're white, so no, it didn't happen. That man showed up and got what he wanted. So
got what he wanted.
I know that's right.
All right. Tarika.
I'm here.
Are you strong and independent, girlfriend? Or are you feminine and codependent on your manses?
I would say I'm more codependent, right? Like, so though I can get things done, but I don't like to label myself as strong and independent, because I don't think that I am. I'm trying to turn my camera on, but I'm having a difficult time. But anyway, that's what I was doing.
Just hit the little camera. All you gotta do is put your finger on the little camera and pop right up.
I did, right? So then it's not like...
No, you gotta touch the screen.
Touch the screen.
Then the icons come at the bottom, and then you can hit the little camera button.
Right, it says blur, unblur, and I hit that.
Unblur, yeah, unblur. Don't go to blur because it's gonna make it. But you should be able to back out of that blur crap.
Right. Hit the triangle part.
Zoom 101 going on right now.
I know, right? Normally it's just normally I'm normally showing, but I'm trying. I'm doing it while we're talking.
Okay, you all good. So you are part of the feminine and codependent faction, is what you're saying.
Definitely. I think maybe because I learned that from my mom, right? Like seeing her and my father, and I mean, she did start a career later on once the children were, once we got older. But I think I kind of got that from her.
Hassan, what do you like? You like a strong woman? You like
You
a
mean
woman with muscles?
So you want me to be with a woman who is masculine?
I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't care what you with.
Dying.
Whatever
Well,
floats your boat, homie.
No.
Strong woman is just not the right word.
Right.
Well,
because when you think of strong, it's not as fragile. No, they're not taking care of it. If you show up like all strong like a rock, ain't no man gonna come through that.
But that's what the slogan is. I'm strong and independent. I didn't make that up. That's what the women be saying.
And that's why the dating pool look like shit.
But you already know that's a psyops, Don. You psyops.
What'd you
That's
say,
a whole
Son?
psyops. That's a psyops. Is what Jamila
Hassan,
said.
are you there?
It's
Did
a
you
psyops.
freeze, or did you go through a wormhole? Hello.
Oh, he
Hello.
I can hear him. Yeah, I can.
You can hear me. You already know that, as I said, it's a psyops.
I hear nothing. Son, you there?
Dom, I can hear him.
I can hear him too.
I can hear all y'all. I don't hear him.
I keep hearing the cat interrupting him.
Wow. Okay, cool. Hassan, let me hear what you got to say.
I thought you can't hear me, so why should it matter?
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you what, bro.
Oh, now you can hear me. My bad. Sorry. As you already know, it's a psyops, as what Jamila said. Okay. A masculine woman, no man wants to be with women who are masculine. And a lot of women these days are in their masculine. They're not really a lot in their feminine. Okay?
Can I ask what you define as masculine?
Were they doing everything by themselves all the time? Were they always all about there's no partnership?
Do you have maybe a CVS receipt long of a group of men that are willing to do the shit? Because I certainly would give them a call.
Wow,
my number is 215.
That CVS receipt is long.
And I'm understanding what you're putting down, but I'm just saying what it is. I'm not saying that women still have to do what they have to do to live and stuff, but the system has made the women out of balance for men and women not to be together and stuff. It's a psyops.
And I fully hear that, but it's like I feel like in conversations like this, there's so much to say about women being masculine, or are they feminine enough, or trying to create the perfect divide to make especially the black man comfortable. But I'll never hear shit about what black men could actually do to help to contribute to solve the societal pressure and problem that was created generations before I got here.
You're right. Wait, that is not going to be out there because they don't want the so-called.
Who the hell is we? And why don't we have any control as a group to say, hey, look, how do we create a better way of communicating and bridge the divide between how I feel and think and what's going on with me and what's going on with you? Because I'm here. I'm willing to understand that men deserve to.
I'm going to suggest that it won't start at 25. It won't start at 32. It starts at 4 months old. Like it's got to start in the crib. Like you got to raise a husband. Yes. You got to raise a man. You
got to raise a wife. And we're not raised as wives. None of us. None of us came from that generation of being raised as a woman, because you show up with this, I'm a strong, independent. Men can't read. They read that energy. So you bringing that to the world, that's what you're going to get. Men that's going to run away. When you soften yourself, what that start with is accountability. When a person can have accountability for their own actions, their own thoughts, and really have an understanding, then you'll get a little further in life with that. But as we keep showing up as strong, independent women, these men are going to feel like they don't have to do it no more. Because you got it. Because I can take care of it.
Hold on, I can't. You can't negate the fact that women that have become that way didn't just wake up and decide, oh, I want to rule this shit. And you know what? I'm going to treat every man like they ain't got it or they ain't worth it because, this is just what I want to do.
No,
So
I
it's
think
like,
life
again,
experiences make that happen.
I understand that. And so this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that we can go as long as we can in conversations about the past and how we got here. But in the present tense, it's like, where are the conversations? Where are the rooms where we're talking as a collective, man and woman, to understand, yes, that is how we got here. But how are we fixing this shit?
Making babies and starting from scratch.
About the
I got something.
Anybody down to make some babies? Okay, cool.
Oh God.
about
What
the
she's
story.
talking about, Jamila is talking about women taking accountability, and she is also talking about men taking accountability. Them tap into their side of connected with nature and stuff. Them being into their feminine energy as well. You know, connecting with nature and being in their more love energy and being more understanding about what's going on at the same time.
I'll smoke a bag of both of those. I'll smoke a bag of Jamila, a little bit of Sesamilia from
I'm just
Jakai.
saying, it's accountability. It starts there, knowing
On
self.
both sides.
Both sides, absolutely both sides. Like it's that's where it starts, with accountability. If you come
Man
across
can't be
a man that's not always trying to make it your fault. Oh, well, you did this. This is why I did it. No, babe, I did this because this is what I was feeling or what I was going through.
Facts.
Women don't even allow space for men to be men.
Oh.
Without them, if they be vulnerable, oh, he's a bitch, or he this, or he gotta have that. It's the society that's what's happening. So in those conversations that need to be had, is conversations like this, like where you need to soften up.
Who need to
Because
soften up?
you made a statement saying, well, I can't really give a man all that because I might be scared. I can't give him too much power. You said I can't give a man too much power. What does that mean? That means you show up a little bit. That's tough.
No, I said that I don't. Wait. First of all, I feel like part of what I said is being taken out of context, and also we do have to understand that you don't know me personally to know how I show up.
It's not personal. I don't need to know nobody personal. We talking about what you said on here.
You said you.
Yes,
said
you off of what you said. I don't have to know you personally. I don't really care to know nobody personally. I'm just talking about the opinion that you said out your mouth. And one of the things you said out your mouth was, I can't give a man all that power. Is what you said. So I'm only speaking on that.
That's not what I said, but okay. I think we got to move the conversation forward.
Well, speaking of bitch ass niggas, the question I have next is, on average, does somebody have some? Tarika, is that your background?
That's not me this time, champ.
It's not me.
Tarika? Tarika, can you hear me?
That's homegirl.
I think it's Tarika.
Okay. I just I muted her for a second. Tarika, you can come back on. Like, just turn your background noise down a little bit. So, but speaking of band men, is today's man more alpha or beta?
Beta.
I mean, speaking of men that are not on their square, are today's men more alpha or beta? Jamila, I'll let you take it. It sounds like you.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was on mute. I don't need to answer. They more beta. That's just point blank, period. They more beta.
Hassan?
That's it.
Hassan, are men these days, or are they P. Diddy these days? What's going on?
Man, I don't date a man, so I don't know.
Oh.
But you got friends. You are in circles.
My friends are not like that. My friends are more alpha males. They're not beta males. I don't really date the young generation. My generation of dudes and stuff is more alpha males. They're not.
I can believe
that. That's what I was getting ready to say.
What you gonna say, Kelly?
You know, like the younger generation of men are definitely beta, more beta than alpha for sure. And I feel like that's why. And I feel like it's two different things, because like what we discussed about a woman showing up to, I live in an area where an independent woman who got her own and she starts dating a man who feels like he could come in and because she got it, he's good. So I'm gonna come. There are still those stories, and although I'm 40, but there's still those PlayStation niggas that come on
PlayStation.
and they get on that couch and they play PlayStation, and you going to work, but it goes both ways because you want
Ma'am,
them
I have
there
a
for whatever
PlayStation right
reason.
here. What do you don't? What?
With
So
the
I'm
red
bad. I have a PlayStation. There's a PlayStation right there.
Shut up. But I'm just saying, so that those type of men, but there are also the men that will not allow you, won't say, you be like, oh, well, you could come do this, or I'll just do this. Oh, nah, hold on. No, I got it. Like, I'm good. I don't need you to, because and then if you think about it, a woman who likes somebody and if she's given by nature, or she's a nurturer by nature, she's going to always want to show up for him even if it's in a soft way. But most alpha men won't be like, take everything oh yeah, I'm good. Oh yeah, I don't got it. Oh yeah, I'm good. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you because, like myself, I would be willing to give, because I don't mind giving, but I would rather date a man who doesn't have to take all that I want to give, because I'm giving from the heart. So I don't want them. So that's why it is a difference. There's some betas who just like, oh yeah, bet I'm good. She got it. I'm good. And then the
That is
alphas
beta.
are, she got it and I'm happy, but let me show her she don't have to have it. We'll have it together.
I like it.
You know?
Tarika, good to see your face.
I'm
Ty.
here. I'm here.
Yes. You look way better than the black space. Yes.
Right? I figured it out.
So look at here. What's more prevalent today, an alpha male or a beta male? What are you coming across in your paths?
I'm not sure. I guess it's a mix, but what I do see is it seems like men don't really like women too much. That's what I'm seeing.
Wow.
That's what I'm seeing now. They like everything they do. They hate. They despise everything. It just seems like I'm gonna say men and women, but men are like, it seems like they're angry with women, and I guess maybe some reasons, but I don't know.
Are there
what to call
reasons?
it. Perhaps.
What
Perhaps.
reasons would
This
it be
is
for a
weird.
man to be upset with women? Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, the behavior. I can see the behaviors that are not.
They don't
to,
like their mamas. That's the reason.
Oh,
It's the truth.
Possibly,
That's
or they could
hard.
be completely different from their parents, that they don't like their behaviors. I don't really know like the answers to it, but I know it just seems like
But
they
I
don't
get
like.
where you coming from, Tarika. That's for sure. I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, it's like everybody's mad.
So Ty, you're saying that there's more beta men in the marketplace now than alpha men.
If that's what you would you consider
My
that
girl
beta?
said everybody's mad.
Beta men are bitch ass niggas. That's another way to put it.
Oh well, yeah, then definitely. Okay, yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Kenny, I know you're not in these streets, brother. But are your friends betas or alphas, Ken? Well, who you hanging around with, homie?
Most of the cats I've known have been beta men. I mean, not beta men. I'm sorry.
Wait a
I
minute
wouldn't
now.
put you in
Don't
that
make
category.
wait a minute
I'm
now.
sorry, I said it
Wait a
wrong.
minute.
Most of the cats I've known have been alpha men.
Freudian
This
slips.
panel.
Birds of a feather.
I mean, the cats I know, so
don't do
you
that.
do the math.
Don't do that. Don't do that. What you mean?
On, dog,
Don't do that.
50 years.
Don't do that. I live in LA, homie. Where you live at? We live 3,000 miles away. What you talking about?
That bullshit. Don't talk that bullshit. We've known a
First
lot
of
of
all,
the same people.
You talking about some people we knew when we was kids? I'm 55
we
years
still,
old, bro. What you talking about?
The dudes we knew are the same dudes.
From 55 years, from 40 years ago?
They haven't
hang
changed.
out with these dudes I grew up with in Philly.
One of the things I like about the people I know is we haven't changed, because we are alpha men. Now, what I would say, what I've always lived my life by, is being a movement. In the words of what's my man Neo, be a movement by yourself, but a force when we together. If you ain't got that, if you're not that type of dude, it ain't built for everybody. Some people, good for being taken care of.
All the older men are alpha men, right? All the older
I'm not
generation.
saying all the older men.
Of course, you're not going to say all.
A
Really?
lot of the older generation was just raised differently. They were they were taught like you go to work, you take care of your family, things like that. Whereas a lot of these cats now are like, hey, I can walk away from it all. I can make a family and just leave the woman there. That's a
Yeah.
beta man to me. I
So do
can
you,
leave that
Which
burden to the
goes back
woman.
to what I was saying, that a lot of 90% of women raise kids by themselves.
I,
so I was going to say, do you think that it
I
is
don't say
because
that. I
a
don't
lot of
believe that.
because
Again,
become
like I said, that's not the people I know.
What you saying,
The
Ty?
people-
so you think it's because a lot of people come from single family homes now, so you have the
Yes.
male that's being raised by just the mother, and what can she, how much can she show him how to be a man?
Right. And that's why they so emotional right now, because women are emotional. There's no balance of the man in the home to balance them out. That's where the younger generation, why they are beta men, because all the alpha men is no longer in the homes
Ooh.
raising these kids. It's just
Ooh.
what it is.
Jakai, you're a comedian, you're an actress. You be out here in these streets every now and then. What's the pool looking like? Is it betas in the pool or is it alphas in the pool? What we doing?
Keep it a bean, Jakai.
Come
Keep
on,
it a
Jakai,
bean,
because
girl.
you
Let
know
him
you get the
know.
traffic.
All
Let
right,
him know,
I'm gonna keep it a
Jakai.
bean. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
a bean. I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Okay.
It is a lot of beta men.
Ooh.
There
Garbage.
are, hold on, there are some masculine men as well. The problem is there are some adjustments that need to be made, because it's not as black and white to say that, oh, these is all bitch ass ninjas. And then this 5% right here are the truest, strongest brothers that's gonna hold you down and will fight a village and kill a lion for your ass.
Definitely agree.
It's somewhere in the middle. It gets a little marbleized to where it's a
Marmalade.
little more this and a little less of that. It's real wavy. And I do
Wavy.
believe, go ahead, Dom.
No, I'm sorry. I'm giving you amens. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And I do believe that with some slight adjustments in conversations and a lot more compassion from both sides. First, those men gotta learn compassion. But if we could get a little more compassion from both sides, we could probably, and I'm not saying fix it like world peace, all equality type shit, but I do believe there could be a little more give and take to where it could be healthier bonds created. But it's not black and white to say like, oh, most of them is bitches, and then we got this over here. I don't believe that.
So what you describe is a bitch ass alpha.
Hey,
Something like
yo.
that.
Bitch ass alpha is
There's
like
a
she
lot of bitch
said.
ass alphas out here.
I have cats
something.
that I work with that's a lot younger than I am, and I find myself talking to him. I had a dude. He was telling me he actually called his daughter his ops because him and her mom
That's
were
wild work.
beefing.
That's
And
wild.
and what I told him is, there's no way your daughter is your ops.
Your
You can't.
daughter is your
You
op is crazy, bro.
That's a
listen.
turn.
So what I told him
Yikes.
was, you should never put your daughter in a situation where she has to choose between you and the mother. I said, first off, if you and the mom beefing, that's y'all beef. Y'all, that's not your daughter's
Yeah,
beef.
that don't
You,
have nothing to do with
your
the
daughter
baby.
gonna love both her parents. So don't put her in a position where you're thinking she needs to choose between one or the other. And she
Voting
would
for the
never be your
op.
op. So we as men or men got to talk to the young men and kind of help them along, because you just to have a thought like that is extremely stupid to me. But
Kelly, are you running into alphas or bands? And we know
You
what a
said
band
Kelly?
is.
You know, lately I haven't been running in it much of anything.
Oh.
But in my previous experience, I had a little mix going on. Like, let me say this. I've dated an alpha male with some beta tendencies.
Whoa.
So he was alpha in the regard he could protect me, he would provide for me. But when it came to taking accountability for his actions that caused me to feel the way that I felt,
I'm telling you.
when it's time for him to, kind of stand on that masculine term, but in the, like Jakai said, in a more compassionate way, he couldn't come through. And again, it's like if you're in the position in your life to want to go hard and fix it and help them and build and all of that stuff, then I guess, if you got that kind of guy, you could, but that's not where I was mentally. So I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to fight for it.
Got it.
So I'm trying. So does alpha and compassion like kind of go together? I don't know how. I mean, not that you are supposed to be just.
Sure, it does. What you mean? Of course it does.
Because I need my alpha man to be compassionate to understand his soft woman.
Let's
You need
define
to
alpha real
understand my
quick.
little emotions every once in a while, sweetheart.
Let's define alpha.
When I finally ran into my first alpha male, I didn't know what to do with him.
Oh.
I didn't know how to handle him.
Oh.
It was definitely a learning process. I mean, a alpha, healthy, emotionally intelligent type of guy. I didn't know what to do with him when I approached him.
I'll forgive you, Jamila. Now check this out. The definition of an alpha. This is a gentleman that's completely on his square. There ain't no fuckery. Like these guys are unicorns. There is no fuckery. It ain't no he's got a little bitch ass in him. It's none of that. The definition of an alpha is a man on his square, and he's on that whether he knows you or not. So that when you meet him, there's nothing for him to do. You can fall right into place. You feel way comfortable.
I'm a movement by myself.
Period. You understand it?
But I'm a force.
That's what an alpha is. An alpha don't need no help. An alpha is already a running engine when you meet him.
Wait.
Exactly.
You're saying this is what an alpha man is supposed to be?
I'm telling you what it is.
Oh, okay. I'm listening. All right.
Wait, is that by your definition, though, Dom?
I'm just talking about myself.
Yeah, he definitely was talking about himself, Jakai.
Okay.
Because you make
I
it
was
sound like
listening, but I was kind of like,
I'm talking about these other niggas. Who else I'm gonna talk about but me? I only have me as an example. I don't know what Kenny's talking about.
That's true, though.
But as an alpha, so it sounds like an alpha male is perfect.
Not perfect.
No,
not perfect.
Perfectly imperfect.
Good.
Perfectly imperfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I give my pops to this day. I stand on. I give him all. He's the perfect alpha male. My dad,
right.
Perfect alpha male. Perfecto.
I mean, what we looking for? We looking for a strong man has intellectual prowess, a sense of spirituality, got the physique for you. You understand? Maybe preferably no children and never been married.
I mean, I'm not at the age anymore to see that as a realistic.
Yeah, so that kind of.
But that's me though. But see, that's what I'm saying.
No, well, let's not because Jamila's man has no man. I mean, kids. So you can't say that.
No kids.
They're still here. They're still out
Never
here.
been married.
Jamila's man
Own
is
business.
a colonizer, and we're not
It
going
don't
to get off
matter
of
what
that.
he is. He's a man at the end of the
What
day.
you mean he's a colonizer?
Well, you know
he's
what is
white.
what is a colonizer?
And that's another thing. If we're going to talk about it, I
he's
expanded my box. I got out of my box.
Not expanded
And when
your
I got
box.
out
That
of that
sounds a
box,
little-
my world opened. You hear me?
Oh, so he's not black.
No, he's
No,
white.
he ain't black.
Okay. Well, so my dad is biracial, right? So I get both sides.
Hence that flowing hair of yours. We see it. You see what's going on over there.
Well, yeah. So I mean, one day, let me just stop. My dad said, "Do you consider me white or like black or white?" And I'm like, "I consider you like mixed or biracial." So I think that my dad, though he looks a certain way, he is more. I guess he acts. I don't know if you had to say, but I guess he identifies with his black culture. more. But my grandfather and grandmother were married until they passed away. So my grandmother is white, my grandfather was black. But so I mean,
So
I
your
think
father is mixed,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's mixed.
and your grandfather is black. You said
My grandfather's black. My grandmother is.
that's a melanated man. Tell me I'm wrong, Hassan. That's a melanated man. The seed is from a black man. That's your
Well, because
dad's black.
people say now they like it goes by your like how you look, right? So he looks. I would guess he would maybe look Hispanic-ish more than anything.
All right, look at Jamila. Look at Jamila. Okay, we're gonna
Look, baby, look at me.
we listen. We know that there's some good colonizers out there. There's some good white folk. Them good white folk.
Men. He's a good
Dom,
man.
stop calling them colonizers because we both know they're not the ones who did the colonizing. It's the blackamoors. Say it, make it straight. They wasn't the white dudes that did all this stuff.
Thank you.
Jamila, I know you want to say what you're saying, but it wasn't the white dudes. It was the black Moors that did all.
You and Jamila need to have a picnic at the Trump rally one day. Now check this out.
Why you keep trying to put us together? Don't worry about it. I'm putting my Trump shirt on next week.
I'll put it on with you, Jamila.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How many Trump supporters do we have on this panel? I'm just curious.
You know what? Let me say this.
One.
I'm not into politics, period. I just can't. I think they're all fucked up. But
yeah.
I just think the problem with Trump for real, he's a dickhead. He just says what the hell he wants to say.
And why is that wrong?
He has no real, like, he don't have no class. But I feel like if you would take the asshole-ish dickhead class out of him a little bit and you would allow him to speak, I think we would probably hear him better. But we can't hear him past what we hear, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I hear you.
I get it.
Ty, are you a Trump supporter, Ty?
I am. Well, so I'm a Republican, yeah. But I do support Trump. I'm a black Republican, and I've been that for like when I was growing up. Somebody was like, "You sound like I'm not into politics all like that, so I'm not going to." But I think like the way that I think, they were like, "Are you a black Republican?" And I'm like, "Maybe I am. I don't know." So that's when I was younger. But as I think I align more with the Republican, I guess points than I do with the Democrats. So, but yeah,
which ones?
Look at this panel. Go ahead, Jakai. What you say, Jakai?
Which ones?
Which ones? Like as far as what?
Well, you just said one that you're not into politics, but then you said you align with their politics. So which politics are you aligned with?
I said with their points. Like, so if you different, like when I hear people talk, if it's, I don't have anything like right off the top, but if you give me something, I can. So when I hear how the Republicans, like their
thought process aligns with how the Republicans think.
Are you down with what he did with the Civil Rights Act?
Here we go.
How they think. You know what I mean? Like
what he did with the Civil Rights Act, Ty? As far as killing the contracts for melanated people, where you can be segregated now with contracts and government.
Good, we need to be segregated.
With the DI, you mean?
Why? Why do we need to be segregated?
That way we can focus on us and get us together.
But that means you ain't gonna have no man.
I'ma still have him. He coming right with me.
Are you talking about?
It was better off. Then we have our own Black Wall Street and was doing numbers. We need to be separated.
Jamila, they're not letting your friend inside the segregated black restaurant.
That comes to all the cookouts.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
All that, man. That's not what they did that for. But you guys should know that the so-called black people started the Republican Party anyway.
Absolutely, they did. You know what? I love and appreciate Hassan that you are like the historical fact checker on so many things. As it's greatly appreciated, but at some point we got to deal with the present and how to move forward.
Ooh.
That's it.
Okay.
Well, it's killing me.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we will revisit Trump maybe next week for sure. Because I am flabbergasted. My gast is flabbered for sure.
No, I'm not. I ain't talking about Trump.
What you mean?
Why? So
we about to wrap it. Let Hassan, do you have any beta friends in your circle?
We can't hear you, Hassan.
Hold on.
We can hear you now. Yeah.
I said, do gay dudes count?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know what that means, bro.
Let me see.
We can't hear you now all of a sudden.
He
We
said
can't hear
his friends are gay.
So,
I heard that part, and I'm just, I don't even,
That's
I'm
what
like,
he said.
I'm
He
in
said I
limbo. I
have
heard
some
that.
gay friends if that
I heard that, and we haven't heard nothing since. So it's like,
You guys are funny, man.
what you mean? You said it. What you mean? We funny?
I included because most of my friends are play sports stuff. They raised in Pasadena and stuff. They're more alpha males. They're not. But then I do have this one group of these
Pasadena
white
has
dudes.
alpha males.
Yeah, well, I guess you ran across some that didn't.
Jakai, you a troll.
I just was asking.
That is a troll move.
compiling a list of where to go, so that I can find.
Hassan, are you doing the Wi-Fi thing again? Can you go somewhere where the Wi-Fi ain't picking up your mic, bro? Because we need to hear this. The last thing I heard you say for sure is that your friends are gay. That's all I heard. I need to hear it.
Dom, you think you're being funny and shit, man?
How am I being funny? I'm just saying what you said.
I said
you don't like gay people?
Dom is a homophobic.
Wow. Now you're slurring me. I didn't make a slur about gay people. Now you're slurring me, telling people I don't like certain people.
You keep on bringing up the gay stuff and act like it's wrong for people to
Wait a
be
minute.
gay.
Hold up, Jakai. Did I bring up anything gay, or did this man say his friends are gay? Like what?
The word gay came into the discussion,
and I didn't say it.
Well, you said I have no beta male friends. Okay. Only
and
does
beta equal gay? I didn't say anything about.
And that's what I was saying. I got some gay friends. Do they count as beta males and stuff like that?
Wow.
That's what I was saying.
Kenny, can you wake yourself up, Kenny?
Dom, so can an alpha male be gay?
I'm listening to y'all.
Can it be a gay alpha male, Dom?
A gay alpha male.
You'd have to go to West Hollywood and ask them that. I have no dog in that fight. I don't even know what that looks like.
I think it can be. That's a good question.
I don't even know what that looks like. A gay alpha male? That means you gay with the alpha with the men.
I think it can be.
Well, Hassan, let's ask you, since you have friends. Are some of your friends gay alphas, and how does that work? Are they tops or bottoms? They got to be tops then if they're the alpha, right?
No. Oh, Dom, that's horrible.
This is when we get off the rails.
Yo, brother. Don't be opening no doors while you with me.
This part. This is the part. This is a major part.
So he would be considered an alpha male.
Did I tell you to pull out your card? I got this.
He would be considered an alpha male.
Listen, I'm here for it.
Listen, Hassan, Jakai has told it. You are the resident expert on the gay. Please tell us.
I did not say that shit.
Please tell us, like, how does it work in the community? Are the gay alpha men? How does that work? Because I wouldn't know. Like, how do I know?
We can't hear you again.
All of a sudden, you go silent. Good. Gay got your tongue? Come on, man.
Don't say that.
He know I love him. That's my homie.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Okay. Dom, you think you're funny, but hey.
Nah, Jakai's the funny one. Go ahead.
I don't know how to answer these questions, but only alpha gay dude I know would be, that I don't know personally, but it will be Puff Daddy. Will be the only person I know. But as far as my homeboys, they're
wow. Look at Kelly. Wow. Okay. So Puffy is a gay alpha male.
Is R. Kelly a gay alpha male?
Wow.
R. Kelly was gay.
First of all,
you guys all know that Puff Daddy was doing stuff. You guys all know.
No, I said R. Kelly. I know Puff Daddy was finagling, yeah. But I heard Kelly did his thing too, so I don't know.
His thing.
Okay. First of all, a lot of those
so freaky.
I know.
So they just be into everything.
Wow.
Right.
So Tariq,
do that make them gay though?
Right.
I think it's like
some men is just freaks like that.
I think it's a real thin line.
Off the rails.
If you have sex with a man, isn't that gay?
Who said that, Kenny?
Moderator, I think we way off the rails.
Kenny's getting uncomfortable. Kenny's getting very uncomfortable with this conversation.
No, I'm not, actually, because my thing is, I'm with me
Hurt dogs
24 hours
holler.
a
What
day.
you mean?
I'm with me 24
You
hours a
heard me,
day.
Jakai.
I don't have all these hang-ups like other cats.
Hey, Kenny, in the community, they call it a beard. Are you wearing your beard?
My wife is not my beard.
Oh,
It's as simple as this.
we know
My wife is my
terminology of
wife.
this. Oh,
My
What's
wife
a
is my
beard?
wife. I don't have any lovers or none. I don't,
You
I don't get into this scared
Lovers
gay
is
people. I don't
Kenny
have
wild.
don't get into none of
homophobia.
this.
I don't have any.
I don't
The
have
admission of I
homophobia.
don't have any lovers is wild.
It's
My thought
wild,
is,
right?
what
I
you
don't
do
have
with
any lovers.
what you choose to do is what you choose to do.
You know,
I don't
listen,
rock like that.
this got
It ain't my
derailed because
choice.
I simply asked Hassan, does he have any beta friends? Assuming that because I'm friends with Hassan, that, I know he's a high echelon kind of guy. And I'm like, well, do you got any beta friends? And he's like, well, yeah, if you consider gay guys, but
You way off the rails.
Dude,
I wasn't saying nothing about gay men,
based
but
on me saying that, you could have just moved on quickly, but you
I
wanted
could
to make it a
have.
topic.
I could have, but then my mama watches this and she would say, why didn't you ask that boy about what he said about them gay people?
Oh, okay, my bad. You're making a show for your mama now.
Hi, Mom.
Okay.
Kind of. We talk about it tomorrow morning. We talk about it. We talk about you every week, Hassan. What you mean? What you mean?
Wow.
You guys are silly, man.
Okay. All right. Look, I got like one more question, and Tarika came in. Let me throw it at you first, Tarika. So can a man be the man of the house and unemployed?
For how long?
I'm the man of the house.
I mean,
It's my house.
For like how long?
What you mean?
Forever?
My house. How long? Woman, who you talking back to, woman?
No, I mean,
You better go to work. I'm about to play some PlayStation. You see this PlayStation right here?
so I hear men stay home and maybe take care of the kids. I don't know if I would consider that. I don't know. I've never been in that situation. But unemployed where you just like you're in between jobs, yeah. But if you're just unemployed just forever, then no, I don't think you can be the head of household.
Okay. Jamila. Okay, now, can the colonizer man be the man in the house even if he ain't unemployed? Let me see how much leverage you give to Europe.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Okay. I respect that. I respect the quick. Okay, let's move on. Kelly, you all in Atlantic City and whatnot, gambling, casinos is there and whatnot. You know what I mean? What if he just go to the casino every day? He ain't got no job. He dipping into the family funds, going to gamble, and then coming back and playing PlayStation, and you get home from work. Can he be the man of the house?
That would never happen. I don't know what you're talking about. That'll never happen. But if we're hypothetically speaking, no, how you gonna be the man of the house if he ain't providing no. And then the way you saying it, you go to work, you go do this, you go do that. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
You're a strong, independent woman. What you mean? Go ahead and be strong and independent. I'll be playing some PlayStation.
Like my homegirl said, if he's in between some shit's going on, I'ma always hold you down. Like I ain't about to run and bail on you because some things went left. But if we talking about just somebody who's, like you said, home playing PlayStation, I'm cool off you. Now, if you unemployed and every day you out looking for a job, you in interviews, you trying to do something, even if you come up with a little t-shirt business or something, like you're trying to do something, but you just can't. Okay. Right. But just being home, no.
Okay.
They shouldn't even be getting no.
And you not getting none.
They should not be getting none.
Look at Jamila's face.
No woman should even be turned on by that.
So if I ain't got no job, I can't get none either.
I don't be turned on. My money.
No, you ain't getting none.
I mean, like if being unemployed is your job, then no, you should be looking for a job.
If that's what you do, nah.
If that's your job, that's hilarious.
If that's what you do, no, I'm good.
Right? No, yeah.
Jakai, can someone be the man of the house and you out here in the comedy streets and you out here making money from acting and you bringing the money back and he just drinking Kool-Aid when you get home?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think any situation that's like that is going to be situational, just like, what Kelly was saying, Tarika, is that, I'm saying your name right?
Tarika, yeah.
Was saying. But you might be the man in the house,
Oh.
but clearly you're not the man of the house if you are a person sitting back and waiting for someone to bring you whatever resources for you to live off of. And I mean, I think there's some bigger questions that you should be asking a man that's comfortable with doing that about his psychological state. Like, what would make you feel okay about yourself as a person? Just sitting back and watching me work my butt off and provide for us, and you not feel any kind of way.
That's
even
right.
to be like, damn, my girl working hard as shit. I don't feel good about this. Like, how you just home? That's why
I
I
got
said
a
it's
real world
situational.
scenario for you, Jakai. Here's a real world scenario that happens every day.
Right.
That man is laying that pipe down.
Don't work no more over here.
Listen,
I don't care.
I've known plenty.
I don't care.
I've known plenty of plumbers in my day. Pack your
Okay.
bag, sir.
I've
and
never
get
heard
this-
no shit like this before. This is crazy.
Pack
Oh
your
my
bag,
God.
sir.
They like, I don't give
Keep
a
it pushing.
shit.
It's no way. It's no way.
Wow.
But you talking about some, you talking about laying pipe. Like, I mean, I don't even mean to be explicit, but like, let's be clear. Like, I'm a woman who actually loves masculinity all the way around the board. I love having sex with a man. I like hair. I like the smell. I like the way your body looks. All of that stuff. But understand, that is not going to be the yes and no of how my life is going to go. I have dildos, roses. I got all types of shit. So at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to allow no pipe to make me be like, oh, I'm just going to go work my ass off while he sits in here because he's laying pipe.
Yes.
Can I add to that too? Can I add to that real quick?
Please, dude.
I believe that part of the problem in as in Black community is that early on, young Black men have become hypersexualized to believe that their sexual functions are actually something that benefits us in a way that is doing something for the community, or that makes you
For the
some kind of
community.
dominant man if you're good at it. And it's like, yo, I'll take
She's
some.
right.
But
I'll
wait
take
a minute.
What?
Some
Really?
facts haven't been proven.
Damn.
Hold up. Jakai
wait a
about to give
minute.
us a
Now
bar.
we done ran into some dudes that had some good stuff, and we
No,
be like,
that's
you
a
know
fact.
what? You know what? I'm gonna buy him some sneakers.
But that's a fact.
I'ma let
But
him
I'm
come
just
in
not
here. He
doing
ain't
that.
gotta
That's
pay
a
no
fact.
bill.
But I'm just not doing it now. Like, I was
I'm
talking
just
about now.
saying,
That's a
we talking
fact.
about
But I'm not doing
younger.
that now. Yeah. No,
Right.
I'm
we
not
talking
doing.
about younger. So if we
the
talking
younger
about younger
generation.
days, back in the day, if men are raised or feel like because they lay the pipe, they get this trophy or whatever, they have been getting it.
Well,
I'm gonna speak from my personal experience. I have let a guy live with me, and he ain't paid not that bill. But baby, when I saw the star, the moons, and the mountains, I was like, you know what? You ain't got to pay it.
and to what you're
saying, we're gonna be for real.
Wow.
And to what you're saying, Jamila,
Jakai?
And to what you're saying, Jamila, yes, we have all early on learned that lesson.
Right.
But what I'm saying is it's how men value themselves.
Facts.
It's such a huge part on how they value themselves that there are other components that make up, you being an outstanding man, that it's not about, oh, I laid a pipe real good. It's like, sir, I'm going to
wouldn't
need
you feel like that's all they needed to do if we let that happen? Where's the accountability? Now we're grown. So accountability, like we're not, if that's all we needed from them, we didn't need them to provide for us. If he stroked right, he ain't have to do nothing.
Well, I mean, I think that's a lesson that is learned for a lot of people. However,
right, that's why I said it couldn't happen now. It's happened
right,
because
we was only talking
but
about
it wouldn't
back
be
in the
able
day,
to
but
happen to
now,
me
nah.
now. I've been there, but it wouldn't be able to happen to me now.
I just want to say, mommy, I didn't start this part of the conversation. I don't know what a dildo is, Mom. I don't even
Oh,
know
your mom?
what
Oh my gosh,
the
I'm
ladies
so
are talking about,
sorry.
Mom. The dildo, I don't even know.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm
what that
sorry.
is.
I was just
None
being.
of
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm
So
sorry.
I talked to you though in the morning, but just that part you just heard.
I'm sorry.
I don't even.
It's been redacted.
Yes, it's been
They
it's
were
been
dick.
redacted, Mom. It's out of the conversation.
They're out of their
It's out.
digmatized phase.
Okay, I got a last question. Hassan, I'll
Okay.
start with you because Kenny up
shit.
there comatose. Uh,
I don't know what you be seeing, dog.
you with your eyes closed, with your head leaning back, with your
I
mouth
done heard
almost
every
open.
word y'all said.
You got some
And
good
every minute.
questions lately, Dom. I'm actually surprised.
Thank you, brother. Thanks a lot, brother. But check this out, man.
Okay.
Now, you told us a story again. We mentioned it at the top of the podcast. Tarika wasn't here yet.
I don't want to talk about that.
Listen, man, you told us a story about a young colonizing 7-year-old that ran the house that you were the head of with the colonizing woman that you had in there with you. My question is this: what are stepfather's rights? Like, you got the right to smack this kid across the room if it ain't your kid and
It
you the
depends.
stepdad, or do you got to ask the mother first if you could? Like, what are stepdad's rights, Hassan?
You know you have to talk about it. My mistake is I had never had a kid living with me and stuff. The first thing I should have did is talked about my disciplinary rights and shit. I should have had that conversation from the jump. Then it never would have been no problem. That kid would have been his ass would have been in fucking tip top shape.
Oh,
Because he would have been climbing over furniture and throwing the ball everywhere and having conversation. He wouldn't have been doing none of that shit.
in other words, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Kenny, what are a stepfather's rights? Do you get to smack little baby up beside the wall, or do you got to talk to the mom first? Even though he like spraying all kinds of whipped cream all over the ceiling and whatnot, you got to wait.
When you are handling your business, disciplining the kid that you're help raising shouldn't be questioned. If you're not abusing a kid, there's a difference between disciplining and abusing.
Let me ask you something, Kenny. Is this abusing if you just grab him by the shoulders? Is that abuse? Is that abuse? Or is
you want to do that, but you can't. They don't shake and they break a lot easier than these 70s, these like 90s and the 2000 kids. They break a lot easier, so you can't shake them no more. They get that brain.
I would say 2000s. I would say 2000s. That's when
break
they
a lot
got a little.
easier.
Yeah, it was the 2000s, Kenny. It was the 2000s.
When I was a stepfather, it was hey, listen, we're not going to question that. I'm not going to ask his mom, can I keep him in line or disciplining? No, it's do what you're supposed to do, and ask questions. That's part of running your household. That's part of being that alpha.
So what if she say, I don't appreciate you touching little Muhammad like that? Why you hear him like that?
Muhammad.
Yo, blow my.
Eventually, I'll tell you that relationship. You might as well pack up her stuff, or you pack up your stuff, because the relationship ain't gonna work.
But what if she got that good?
Good ain't gonna get past the bad kid.
Oh, that's a nice bar. That was a bar.
As simple as
Tarika,
that.
you have some lovely children. What if? Okay, take off.
Well, I think that my children, their father is active, right? So as far as like somebody, I mean, disciplining is one thing. I don't mind, but like hitting, I don't know if I would feel comfortable with somebody just hitting my child, because some people like punch their son in the chest, and like I don't do that, right? So I wouldn't want somebody to do that to my child. So, but I mean, as far as like disciplining where you're talking or you take away some things, I don't see a problem with that.
All right, that's balanced. Kelly.
So I guess I would have to say, if you want to discipline my child with intention, with good intention, as a woman, especially because I'm raising boys, like I especially wouldn't step in it in between what you're doing, especially if my kids are clearly doing wrong. You know what I mean? And you're trying to keep them in line, but it's intentional. Like you're not treating them away because you feel a way towards me, or you're treating them away because your baby mom won't let you see your kid, so you're treating my kid, or you're like, nah. It has to be, if I know that it's an intentional, but if it's an intentional thing, I have no problem with discipline. However, I gotta agree with my sis. I don't know how I feel about a man coming and popping my son or punching them all in the shit. I don't know how I would feel. Okay, especially due to the fact that I don't discipline them like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me not lie. I have good children. Both of my sons, my son is 19 and 7. They're both excellent children. And my 7-year-old, that'd be a real reason. Yeah, I probably have to pop on a man. He try to hit my son because he's good. So I don't know. When it comes to the hitting, I don't know. If you're trying to discipline them and show them the right way and keep them in line, like, listen, we're not going to do that, or don't disrespect, or don't do this, or make sure you speak when you come in the room, or make sure you clean your dishes. And your mom shouldn't have to tell you to take the trash out every 5 minutes. That I'm cool with all of that. And if it ever got, I'm okay with you trying to keep my son in line with good intention. But once you start swinging and stuff, yeah, I don't know how I would feel about that.
Okay. Now,
where was y'all at
Jamila and
last week when I
Jakai.
was up here by myself and I said this?
Wow.
I just
What,
found
they
out
tore
about it.
your ass up?
They try to tell me I'm bugging. I'm like, when it come to stepdads, it's only so far black mom gonna let you go.
But how are you
Period.
going to continue? How you going to build on that relationship if the kid is running the kingdom?
No, you can't. No, I don't think.
Kid can
run the
never
kingdom,
run
but
no kingdom.
discipline is
He
not
can't
only
even
like
come in my room without knocking, so he ain't running. He can't run no kingdom.
yeah, because I don't think that discipline only is like you have to like be physical. It
It doesn't. That's why I
Discipline
said
doesn't have
keeping
to
them
be
in line with
physical.
intentional knowledge. That's what I
But
said.
we all know kids a lot of times will continue testing. So if that kid continue testing and you have to now move into, let me show you something. Like, let's
I
say,
guess it's the kind of kid you raising, though, for real.
They shook their heads, Kenny. Like, no, you ain't showing baby
I just
nothing.
because you
Again.
never know
so
where somebody comes
excited.
from, right? Like what kind of upbringing did they have?
I would never, like I said, abuse a kid, but we're not going to talk. I'm not going to talk to you 30 times.
So,
either.
Kenny, are you for corporal punishment? You for spanking?
Yeah, without a doubt.
A woman will always
I
choose a
lived
child.
through
I'm
corporal
sorry.
punishment. Is you have to be touched up. You ain't gonna die.
Touched
You be all right.
up.
Sometimes it might help you.
Touched
But
up
was
like
the,
a
was
like
it,
like a
did, was
rim,
your
like a
corporal
fender.
punishment from a step parent or your parent?
No, it's from my father.
Right. So I think there's a difference.
But
I have a
again,
traumatizing story, but I may not give it right now.
I
First,
don't.
let me ask
I guess
Shakai. Let me
my
ask
pop was
Shakai real
there
quick.
until a certain
Okay.
age. So once you, I guess once you get a certain age, you should almost be moving away from getting your ass whooped because
Yeah, definitely.
you shouldn't be doing shit every minute.
Right. Tell my son, right? Yeah, I
if,
get it.
I'm talking, and it doesn't even have to be corporal punishment. Like you get sometimes, let's say a guy moves into a household with a woman, and he's down, and that woman has no bedtime for her kids. So now you come in and you say, "Hey man, listen, you 7, 8 years old, 9 o'clock. It's time for you to take it down and let the adults sit and relax."
I stay up until I'm 12 o'clock. You ain't my father.
You ain't my father. So what do now? Okay,
So
I'm
what
not
you
your
think?
father.
Hitting them is going to solve it?
No, I ain't saying you hit him right away. I'm saying
He
I'm
said
not
not
your
right
father,
away.
but it's your
Not right.
bedtime.
Kenny
So
not
now
playing.
you send him to
This
bed
nigga said not right away.
because he ain't gonna go for that right away. So if I tell him, all right, go to
Gotta
bed.
ease into the ass whooping.
If I say go to bed and you look like you looking at your mom should say, all right, now go to bed. But I'm not gonna keep going for you now have to get confirmation from the woman of the house. I gave you a direct order. Take your ass to bed.
But But you gotta make it. But you gotta also, let's be realistic though. It also depends on the relationship that you build with that child. Because I was in a situation with the guy, and him and my younger son were very close, and but they respected each other though.
Right.
Like
Right.
he wouldn't never. It wasn't. He didn't just come off like, yeah, it's time for you to, yeah, nigga, I'm
Well,
here. It's time to do it. He didn't come off. But no, I'm just saying, Kenny.
Yeah,
I'm not
nigga,
saying that's
I'm
what.
here.
No, Kenny, that's not what
Every
I'm
kid is
saying. You're
different.
saying that's not what I'm saying. You're saying, Kenny. But I'm saying, and I've seen in instances where guys feel like, all right, I date your mom, so yeah, I'm about to lay these rules down. No, sometimes, but you got to understand that's not your
No, if you
biological
come in
child.
there or they
They have
move in
their
with
own
you
father.
and you have different sets of rules, like you have some ladies that might say, my kid can stay up till they feel tired. But you might have been, I was raised in a household
And
where
that's a conversation for the parents
at
to
a
have
certain
first.
age, take your ass to bed.
That's real, and I agree. But that's a conversation that the parents need to have
But
so that they
now
can
the
have
kid
it with
might
the
be
kid. But
feeling,
you can't. But
Kenny,
you,
why you
it's a
keep
way to
talking
do
over, bro?
everything.
I'm not
But
talking
because it's
over.
a way, because it's a way to do it. So that's a conversation that the parents need to have. If I was raised that he could stay up, and then my man comes in and say, "Nah, he need to go to bed at 9 o'clock." After him and I have a discussion, I don't just allow him to go tell my son, who I've been letting stay up all these years, that now he got to go to bed, because automatically my
Why
kid's
is
not
that?
going to like him because
He's
he's
the king
changing
of the
up the
king. He's
rules.
the king of the kingdom. So if
Kenny,
that king,
they
But we
told
gotta
you all
make, but it
show
got,
that the man has only
but
got
it
the
gotta make,
illusion.
but it gotta make
You a
sense
see,
though.
straw
that's
It
the
gotta
boy.
make
thing.
sense.
That's the thing, Dom. I don't go for the illusion.
Bruh,
It
these
gotta, but
women have
no,
told
it's
you
not.
that
But
they
this
give
is
us the
realistic though.
illusion that we in control, bruh.
And
But
I'm
this,
giving you a
but let's
realistic
be,
situation
but let's
where
be
when I
realistic.
was there and we were living together, and then it was like, all right, everybody under, I think the oldest at that time was like 8 or 9. And I said, everybody under like 10 years old, it's bedtime. And I was messing with them because basically I'm saying all y'all could go to bed. And they're now like upset because they wasn't used to being sent to bed. They were used to sitting around their mom or sitting around
You
until
know
they
what I just
felt
thought,
like it.
Kenny? You know what I just thought? Them
What's
kids
that?
is glad you gone.
Well,
That's literally what I just
that's
thought.
not true.
Them kids is like, I
That's
ain't
not
like him.
true.
But
I ain't
no,
like
Them
but I
them
get, but
kids
They
are
I'm
might
not,
be
grown.
out of pocket
I'm
now that
not
Kenny left
saying
though.
that, but I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. What I'm saying is, let me just put it for me. As a mom, a single mom, if I'm letting my son stay up to whatever time he wants, and then I meet a man that I meshed with and we became one, and now he lives with me, and now my son is under both of our peripheral, both of our vision, right? So now he tells me, like, the way I was raised, Kel, my son should go to sleep at 9 o'clock. And if I agree with that or whatever, or even if I didn't, we gonna come to some type of agreement. I would never send that man to be the one to go tell my son, who I've been raising all these
Why
years,
not?
to say, because it's going to mess up how my son perceives him. They'll never be on the same
Yes.
page at that point.
That's
You
Nope.
have to
Right.
make it. My son is 7. You got to make it make sense. I'm not going to allow somebody to just come in
Yes.
here
and
and
here's why I
blatantly
would
out their
say
mouth say, I'm
here's
shutting all this
And
shit down
also, he might
after his
start
mom. You
distrusting
can't
you,
do that.
mom, if you let
Yes.
that happen too
here's
quick.
why
Right.
I
So
would
you have
say
to, but
it's
you
on
gotta.
that man to do that
No,
because
but no, Kenny, you gotta make that make sense. I'm gonna go
I'm
from me.
about to
I
make it
wouldn't
make
want
sense
no
for
man
you.
coming in telling me what to
Hold
do,
on.
and my mom sitting right there.
Let me help you make it make sense. If I have to give all the orders through you, again,
That's no,
you
you're
run the
missing the
house.
point. Nope, you're missing the
So if
point.
I'm the
You're missing
man
the
of
point.
my
No, you're
house
missing the point. You're
and
missing
I
the point. No, you're missing a point. If I raised my 7-year-old son for 7 years alone, the 8th year I meet a man, the man comes in and says there are some things that he sees that I've been doing that he feels like my son needs more structure. Oh, okay, cool. I'm cool with that. But I don't feel like it's right for that man to be the one initially to start telling my son, oh yeah, shut all that shit down. It's bedtime.
Right.
It's a
Right.
why
conversation.
not?
And
Listen, son,
when you
it's a
talk about
conversation because you want to keep things at a respect level too. Kids have feelings. Everybody has feelings. I'm not going to just assume
I'm
that my
not
kid going
I'm
to be
not
like,
discounting their
oh, okay.
feelings, but
But
but also you have to remember
so
that
where do you
how
build
would
the
how would another
relationship?
how would another man feel with you putting your hands on his son?
Ooh.
Like
I
that
just
would
said
be
I
a
didn't
big
have to.
issue.
We're not even have to put your
You can
hands
say
on your
that
steak
again,
yet.
Tarika.
All I'm
But
saying is
even still,
take your
just
ass to
coming,
bed.
I don't know. I don't know, Kenny. I don't
If
know.
I
Maybe
come in there,
we see
if
it
we
differently,
moved
maybe
in
because of
together,
situations. Maybe we
if
see it
we
different because
moved
of
in
situations.
together, I feel as though we should be far enough in our relationship that you trust my judgment. So if I go in there and I say, okay, it's time to go to bed, you might hear some all mans but take your ass to bed. So I
But
don't
what's
need
so
I
okay?
don't
So
Let
let
need
me
me
him
ask you a
going
question.
to
Anytime I
you.
So
want to
what's
talk.
so bad
I don't
about me and my man going to my son and say, "Listen, we gonna change up some things." You know what I mean? Like I
That's
know
an
because
mommy
approach.
usually let you.
because
That's an
Hold
you
on, I
approach.
know
now
mommy. Hold on, I know mommy usually let you go to bed. Whenever you feel like it. But Tommy, he's made a good point, and if you go to sleep early, you get more rest. Like I feel like you can have them kind of
all right,
relationships with your kid because that's the kind
so
of
this
relationship
kingdom
I
just
have with
added
my
three
Kenny,
children.
rulers now.
Kenny, Kenny. Let me let Jakai in on this real
Hold on,
quick.
let me just say this. I'm gonna let her in. Or you gonna let her in. But your kingdom now has three rulers?
What are you talking about?
If you now have to go and explain everything to the kid,
It's not
you
explaining, but you cannot just come into their kids. They're not us. We see it different. We know the experience. We know what's going on.
Hey,
They are
Kenny,
children.
Kenny. I'm
This
gonna
is
just say
why
this,
kids be
bro.
thinking that their parents is picking sides and we be having all types of disgruntled stuff going on
I
because we don't
disagree with that.
communicate with our children. We act like we don't owe them anything. We just have to tell them everything to do.
I'm
But
going to
that's
say
not
this
real. That's
on
not how it
Kelly's
goes.
behalf. I'm gonna say this on Kelly's behalf. I lived a scenario.
So
I
did
know what you're
I.
talking about.
Mom, I lived a
Mhm.
scenario where my mother got married to someone, and there was no. What do we do with women? We foreplay. There was no foreplay area. It was just it was just cut and dry. Now this dude is all of a sudden like I'm 12 years old. Like I'm and trust me, I'm me at 12. I just
Uh-huh.
don't have experience, but I'm Dom. Ain't much. And
Right.
this dude all of a sudden comes in, and it's like he's trying to
Change
run
everything.
and there was no smooth
And
operation.
that's how you
Right.
seen it in your 12-year-old mind. That's my point.
And
That's
there
how
was
you
a
seen it
lot
in
of
your 12-year-old
resentment
mind.
to
That's
this
my point.
moment, Kenny. You know what I said
Right.
about that dude the other day.
Right.
It's
That's my
resentment.
point.
The resentment never went away, homie.
That's my point.
Exactly.
Because that's
Jakai,
how you seen it in your 12-year-old mind. Even though as adults, we seen it different. But in your 12-year-old little mind, you didn't comprehend that.
because I
And
had
that you
12-year-old
probably
feelings
shouldn't.
too. I had feelings too.
That's my point. That's all I'm
Jakai, can I get
saying.
you in on this? So, uh, I know that you're a single black female, but if you were in a scenario with a child and you had a man come in, how does that work? Does the stepdad, what's the question? What's his rights? What can he do? What can't he do? What can he say to your kid? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, I'm not a mother, but shout out to all of the amazing black women that have to step up and be single parents and live this
Indeed.
scenario.
Indeed.
But I do believe that being a parent, especially if you're a single parent and you don't have a big family or a healthy family dynamic, it does take a village to raise a child. That old saying rings still to this day. Now, with that being said, I think that how a lot of men have become desensitized in the sense of their emotions is situations where their feelings were invalidated in that way early on.
Come on,
And
preach.
so now, because they were taught militantly by somebody without the respect of communication and the development of relationships before that structure was in place, now that's why you have people repeating those
Same
terrible
cycle.
ways of
Yes.
being in their current relationships,
Yeah.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
becoming fathers that think that you can just talk down to people or tell people what to do rather than instructing them in a way to say, this is why you do it this way.
Right.
So
Right.
We want to develop young men and create fathers and husbands and brothers and uncles and leaders that are masculine and alpha, but also secure enough that they can speak to us in a way to say, I still have compassion for what you're saying and what your
Yes.
experience is. But when you come in as a stepfather, and I've had one too, and we whipped his ass. That's another story.
Oh,
Where was y'all at last week?
Yeah, but as you know, a person that has lived part of that experience, I'm going with what Kelly says. Like, if you don't build a relationship with that young person, then they're not going to have respect for what you're telling them,
I
even
think.
if there's
facts.
value in it,
Hold on. I
because
think
they don't
y'all kind of.
understand yet.
First
Facts.
off, once
Can I
someone
jump in real
moves
quick? I just
in,
want to
if
say,
they move
so
in,
even
Hold
when I
up,
say,
Kenny. Hold up, Kenny. Let Tarika
I
in
just want to
real
say
quick.
real quick, I appreciate Jakai saying, like for the single parent. So I always say, like, I'm a single woman, right? But I'm not a single parent, right? Because my kid's father, well, they have, have two children, one father. They, I don't really say single because I'm not doing it alone, right? So even though we're separate, but I'm not like a single parent, like, because I look at that like I'm doing everything by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely not like I'm single lady, right? But I'm not like a single parent. So that's why I think I have to always worry about what their parents going to, would think if I am in a relationship. How would he, feel about these things also?
Right. Which still goes back to what I was saying about the village, So
Right,
if he also has his biological father, or
right,
your kids have their biological father, and he's an outstanding father, that
right,
adds value to
Right.
the type of person that
without a
they can
That's
doubt.
right.
become
right.
because of all that they have
But
on deck.
doesn't that stepfather now become part of that village?
Definitely.
Absolutely. But
So
we
if
want
y'all
them to
moved
be a
in,
part of the village, but just
hold on,
not to
hold on,
come in
hold
and
on.
start shooting.
Let me speak a little bit. If y'all moved in together, at this point, y'all should have a relationship, right?
Who?
So
You
you
and the
should,
kid?
yes, you and the kid. You shouldn't. Why would you move in with a man where you done been basically sneaking around with the man, and now, oh, here's my kid? That doesn't make sense to me. You
No, that's no.
when you meet
Not
a
like that.
woman and y'all start to build together, at some point you need to introduce him to your kid if this dude gonna be around in the future. So you can't be like, oh, I'm not gonna let him meet him until the man moves in tomorrow.
Right.
That doesn't
No,
work.
but that's
That's
not. You don't
already
have to do that.
established.
I agree.
Yeah, you
Y'all
don't.
already
Yeah. No,
established
you don't.
that.
That's not. No, that
Hold
that
on.
ain't
So
how
if the
that go
man
either.
has a relationship and it's not like, and that's why I say I don't want to be talking to the kid and it has to be buffered by the mom. I already done established
Okay.
my communication and
I think
relationship
what Kenny's
with the
not
I
kid.
get what he's
understanding is
saying.
I think what he's not understanding is it's not throughout the whole relationship. We're talking about the
Initially,
introduction of it.
exactly. Initially,
This
that's what I
only
said.
happens
I
maybe
said your
once or
initial. It
I
twice.
can't
said
be that initially. It
we
cannot be
talking
that.
Right.
about a man already moved in and living with
Right.
him. So now you're living with that person. You should have that relationship with that person.
So you
It
think
shouldn't
that
be
when you
buffered.
dating,
It
so if
shouldn't be
you
buffered by the mom.
So if you're dating somebody, okay, Kenny, so it's January, you're dating this woman. She, you come around, you don't, of course, in the beginning, most single moms, you're not bringing your child around the guy that much.
I
So
understand
now
that.
so now we're in the summertime. So now I'm like, oh, okay, I want him to meet my son. So now he meets my son. We get cool, man. You got plans that we're going to move. You're going to move in here by the wintertime. So now over the summer, y'all cool, y'all bonding, but you're bonding from over there. And he's in your house where you still live your house, running your house, and your man is on the other side. Now your man comes in. It's still a conversation
All
to
right.
be
So
had
what if you
because you
move in with
still.
him?
What you
It's
mean?
still a conversation
It's
because
still a
What do you mean? I
he
conversation.
just
has these
asked
rules.
what happens if you move in with him and he's saying these are the rules of my house.
And it's still a conversation, and I'm cool. Okay, you feel like he need to go to bed at 9. That's cool. Let's have a conversation. I don't want him to go in there like, listen, you in my crib, 9:00. Everything
He's not
shuts
going to
down
do
in here.
that.
That's
What
how.
It's
I'm
all
saying is,
about the
But even no
after
communication,
matter, even
right?
you
if he
Right.
you
It's all
establish
about the
that relationship
communication. That's what it
with the
sounds like to
kid.
me.
okay.
You know,
I don't. I think you miss it.
You
It's something
establish
that
that
you're.
relationship with the kid without having to talk through the mother.
But it's the same thing as you. But it's the same thing as you not living with a man and then living with him. Same thing. You don't live with him. Y'all dating on the outside. Y'all spending the night with each other. Y'all get together. It's still conversations that you and him have to have because y'all moved into it. Y'all made it.
You don't
Y'all
really
moved
know
into
the
the
person.
same space. Y'all still gotta have conversations.
Okay,
So,
all right, okay, because Kenny's good. He'll keep going. He'll stay.
Me
He'll
too.
stay.
No,
He'll stay pig-headed. He'll stay
y'all
pig-headed
just don't.
for the
We
rest of
just
the
do
night.
differently.
Jamila,
So this has been a spirited conversation. Yes, it has, and we're about to get out of here. But just before we go, let's get this segment going. It's called "What's on Your Chest." Jamila, what's on your chest?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say this. I love everybody that was on this panel.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
All the time. I don't take nothing serious here. I'm great outside of here, so please don't take nothing I say
You're
serious.
great in here too, by the
I'm
way.
just saying. I just be wanting people to know. I have to say this all the time because I feel like people misunderstand me sometimes. So it's never that personal. I like going back and forth with people all the time. It's just entertaining to me.
Yes,
So with that
child.
being
Even her
said,
best friend. My God.
Right. I like it.
that's
I
just
like
what
it.
it is. So that was on my chest. I
Way
just
to
want
get it off your
people
chest.
to know that.
Tarika, what's on your chest, Ty?
well, I don't really have anything on my chest that I need to get off. Right. I just want to say all the women are really beautiful on the panel. Likewise, the men.
Facts.
Yeah, it was definitely good. I don't have anything like on my chest like that. Not right now.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
that's
Well,
right.
it was great having you. We hope to see you back again.
Definitely. Yes, I'll definitely come back.
Awesome. Kelly, what's on your chest, mama?
This was a great experience because to meet, new people. Everybody on the panel was very very interesting. I loved all the personalities. And again, I have to go with Sis says all the women on this panel were beautiful. I love everyone's opinion.
Am I not beautiful?
I do be meaning I do mean what I say. I do. But if my delivery get a little like hype, that's just me being a woman. Like I just, I gotta get a little, maybe I feel like you're not hearing what I'm trying to say. But it's never to be never for you to be offended or meant to like be disrespectful or aggressive because you're still a black man and I respect you just like how I respect my black men. So it's never like I'm trying to talk down on anybody. So I don't want nobody to think that. I just be trying to get something across.
Love you for that. Love you for that. And way to get it off your chest. Chikai Bishop, what's on your chest, lovely?
Well, I first would like to concur the sentiments of the black women that, are on the panel, all beautiful, all dynamic, all
Facts.
dope in their own right, all queens. So much love to y'all, sending y'all nothing but love and respect, peace and blessings to the brothers on the panel and the black brothers that will be watching. Love y'all. Continue to grow. We do love y'all. We do respect y'all. We do just ask for a little more understanding. And that understanding is not just for us, but for yourself.
Well said. Well said. Way to get it off your chest.
Definitely.
Kendo, Black Tsunami, on the wrong side of history with the women Mickens.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
What's on your chest, homie?
Well, besides the con man in chief, this interview that Kanye had. I was listening to that a little bit. And
with the full-on KKK, BBB?
With the full-on KKK outfit.
That wasn't KKK. That was like black.
I
didn't even see it.
Oh, you gotta check it out.
He needed to do the interview in a costume. It was hard because I was trying to understand him. And at times it was hard because I'm looking at him in the outfit and I'm thinking, why are you in this outfit? Like a couple times he said some things that made sense and some things, he Kanye. But I didn't understand what the outfit was about. What the Klansman uniform was.
This is your moment. But can I just say to you though, Kenny, what's ironic to me is that although he was dressed very bombastic, Like he was spitting facts. Like he didn't really say anything that I disagreed with, and I
He
would
never really
suggest
do to me.
I would suggest people like just listen to the interview. Like he didn't say anything that I could say, oh no, I can't get down with that. Not at all. Like, and then if you know the history of that symbol around his neck, you know that that's actually out of Egypt, better known as Kemet bars.
But the thing is, you couldn't see the symbol because of his big pointed hat and big black pointed robe and the symbolism of that.
And then the irony is, it's a black pointed hat. You know,
it doesn't matter if
the
it's
historical
black.
one
Some
was
of the
white.
outfits were black.
Yeah, I thought it was. He was making a mockery of it. I thought it was
think that he was making a mockery. I think
thought
there's
it was
way
dope.
more to what he's doing than like the face value of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not here to defend Kanye. I'm sorry, I interrupted your. Get it off your chest. You can complete. Go ahead.
Thank you. So again, like I said, the wearing of the robe kind of take away from what he was talking about. So is you're wondering what is the purpose of the robe besides just focusing on what he's talking about. So Kanye was on my mind this week.
Got it. Way to get it off your chest. Mr. McCullough, Mr. Negus, man. What's on your chest, homie?
I'd like to share some historic facts right now.
Okay.
The KKK was started by the Blackamoors.
Wow.
If you guys didn't know that. That's why he was wearing
so black people are at fault for everything. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
No, they're the one that started everything anyway. That's the whole thing.
Well, that's true. I mean, we were the first at everything. So, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here we go. He hasn't finished.
Facts, okay. The so-called Blackamoors took the so-called Native Americans, the indigenous Indian people, out of their sovereign capacity when they invented the money and they invented the religion, okay? Because we was all connected to nature, the Nataru, which is the sun, and connected.
Yo, you just went out. Like, we need to hear this. We're all connected to nature, the Nataru. Keep going.
So they took us away from our sovereign capacity. So we're all in this energy of money, which is a currency that we're talking about right now. The family stuff being together because of the money. But everything was really based on a barter system anyway. So everybody was equal in their life because you can barter every Dom has something that I want, Jamila has something that I want, whatever. We all had something. They all had something that each person wanted based on the barter system. With the money system, they divided people based on all that information, which is the money and religion. That's what I want to share. That's it. You can research all that, and that's it.
That's solid. I like it. I mean, but you're right. We are the first, but you really calling us all out. We did everything.
Now is that Blackamoor with a C or just a K?
Moors. Okay, we're not gonna get Moors, meaning the Moors that was in Europe. All the Europeans you talked about.
You're combining black and Moor. Is that Blackamoor? BLACKAMOOR? How is that spelled?
You just spelled it.
You just spelled it.
The Moors that's running this whole system is ruled by the 13 families are the Moors, the Blackamoors.
Oh.
The people that you think, the Jews that run this stuff, is really the Blackamoors that run all this stuff, which are the first black Caucasians. The first Caucasians were actually black, which are the Blackamoors. And you
I can smoke bags of it. Hassan is usually, somewhere on point. So listen, way to get it off your chest, homie. We'll have to revisit that. We'll make that a complete topic at some future time. But with that being said, it's been a spirited conversation. We love to do it.
You didn't get anything off your chest.
Right.
Ooh.
Never does.
I'm a single man living out here by myself. I just need some companionship. I just want me a lovely melanated woman. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Okay, cool.
Yo.
Okay, cool. Is this thing on? My bad. Okay, cool. We appreciate you all for joining us, and we will see you again next week for another spirited installation of Opinionation.
Peace.
Good night.